In the vast, silent canvas of space, the first light of an uncharted day began to etch its promise across the fringes of the Sol system. Beyond the confines of familiar territory, where ancient Earth myths met the mysteries of the cosmos, a reawakened fleet sailed through the void, a testament to human resilience reborn. Commander Elias Stroud stood on the bridge of the flagship Aurora's Resolve, his eyes fixed on the endless tapestry of stars. Each glimmer in the darkness was a story yet to be told, a potential spark for both wonder and conflict. His weathered face, marked by countless trials and hard-won victories, was a portrait of resolve and quiet determination. The soft glow of instrument panels traced the lines of his features, underscoring the weight of responsibility he bore. The ship pulsed with life and purpose. In every corridor and control room, dedicated crew members labored with unwavering focus. Engineers fine-tuned advanced systems with the precision of master craftsmen, while navigators, charting paths through cosmic dust and nebulae, transformed mathematical equations into routes of destiny. This was more than a vessel. It was a moving beacon of hope, a testament that even in the boundless darkness, human ingenuity could kindle light. Amid the routine of meticulous preparations, an undercurrent of anticipation vibrated through the atmosphere. Unusual signals had been detected from deep space, whispers of distant, enigmatic origins that stirred both awe and trepidation. These signals, echoing the forgotten lore of alien civilizations, hinted at challenges far beyond routine skirmishes, a potential awakening of forces that would test the mettle of every soul aboard. Commander Stroud's thoughts drifted to quieter times when dreams of exploration had danced freely in his imagination. Now, every decision and command resonated with the echoes of those youthful aspirations, tempered by the reality of relentless challenges. The calm efficiency of the briefing that followed brought him back to the present. A chorus of voices filled the room with detailed reports, each note a reminder of the delicate balance between hope and danger. Outside, the void was a realm of sublime beauty. Nebulae unfurled in cascades of vibrant hues, and distant galaxies swirled like ancient dancers in a cosmic ballet. The vastness of space, punctuated by these celestial masterpieces, held the promise of new beginnings and the peril of unknown threats. In this theater of light and shadow, every star was a silent witness to the potential of human ambition. As the Aurora's Resolve glided gracefully through the silent expanses, the universe seemed to lean in, listening. The stage was set, a delicate interplay of fate, courage, and the enduring human spirit, ready to defy any challenge. In the quiet before the storm, as the ship and its crew braced for the coming unknown, a singular truth emerged. The cosmos was about to witness the rebirth of a legacy, a resounding declaration that humanity was far from weak. The day had dawned among the stars, and with it, the promise of an epic journey into the heart of the unknown. The calm of routine was shattered by an urgent vibration coursing through the command center, a signal unlike any the fleet had encountered before. The ambient hum of consoles and the quiet murmur of dedicated officers gave way to a rising tide of anxious voices and rapid-fire exchanges. In that charged moment, the vast silence of space was pierced by the unmistakable drumbeat of impending conflict. Across the bridge of Aurora's Resolve, Commander Elias Stroud's eyes narrowed as he studied the data streaming in from deep space. The enigmatic signal, persistent and unnerving, emanated from a region where no friendly vessel had dared to tread. It was as if the cosmos itself had whispered a dire warning, a prelude to the arrival of an adversary long shrouded in mystery. His voice, calm yet laden with urgency, cut through the din. All hands, prepare for the unknown. Secure all channels. Far from the human fleet's gathering, in the stark, unyielding depths of an alien flagship, General Zirian Kale surveyed his own empire of war with an air of detached superiority. In a cavernous, dimly lit chamber lined with holographic displays, the general convened his most trusted commanders. His eyes, cold and calculating, betrayed no hint of empathy as he outlined his plans with surgical precision. "The humans have grown complacent," he declared, his tone as icy as the void outside. "Their feeble resolve is about to be shattered. Our invasion will serve as a reminder of the cosmos' true order. Back on Earth's Navy vessel, the atmosphere was thick with tension and anticipation. Officers congregated around screens that flickered with the alien signature, a symbol of both dread and defiance. In hushed but determined tones, the bridge crew speculated about the nature of the signal and the power behind it. Could it be a scout of a larger force? One young officer asked, his voice trembling between curiosity and fear. Or merely a prelude to something far more devastating? Another responded, eyes locked on the unpredictable data cascading across his terminal. As debates flared and theories abounded, Stroud maintained a steadfast focus on his duty. The weight of responsibility pressed upon him, yet beneath it all lay an unspoken belief that this crisis was also an opportunity, a chance to reaffirm humanity's indomitable spirit. He called for an immediate conference of his senior officers in the war room, where strategic insights and quick decisions would set the course for what was to come. In that chamber, illuminated by the cool blue light of holographic maps and tactical readouts, the contrasting philosophies of war emerged. The seasoned veterans spoke in measured tones, recalling past encounters and the lessons etched into their collective memory. Their words interwove with the unyielding resolve of newer officers, eager to prove themselves amidst the brewing storm. "We stand at a crossroads," one strategist asserted, his voice firm. "This signal is not merely a warning. It is the harbinger of a challenge that could either divide us or forge us into something greater." Stroud listened, each word igniting a spark of purpose. He knew that the coming hours would test every fiber of his command, and the specter of General Kale's ambitions loomed ominously over their discussions. The human fleet, fragile yet fierce, was about to encounter an enemy whose disdain for their kind was as palpable as the void between the stars. Outside the windows, the cosmos continued its silent dance, indifferent to the human squabbles below. Nebulae twisted in ethereal beauty, and distant constellations whispered ancient tales of triumph and tragedy. In that moment, the convergence of ambition and fear signaled the dawn of an interstellar storm, a collision course set by destiny and the inexorable march of cosmic forces. As orders were issued and preparations intensified, the gathering storm promised not only a battle for survival, but also a contest of wills, a test to determine whether humanity's light could outshine the darkness of overwhelming adversity. The stage was now set, and the first act of a grand cosmic drama was about to unfold. In the aftermath of the unsettling signal, Commander Stroud's resolve crystallized into a single, unwavering mission: to unite the scattered embers of humanity into a blazing force. With urgency echoing in his every step, he left the familiar corridors of Aurora's resolve and embarked on a journey to distant outposts where hope still lingered in defiance of the encroaching void. The star-studded expanse gave way to an intricate network of space stations and colony ships, each a bastion of human perseverance in the cold vastness. At the first stop, a rugged, repurposed mining station orbiting a volatile gas giant, Stroud found a mix of hardened veterans and raw, untested recruits. The air was thick with determination, tempered by years of hardship in isolated fringes of human civilization. In a makeshift command center, lit by the flicker of ancient monitors and the steady hum of improvised communications, he addressed a diverse assembly of officers. "Today, we stand not as isolated ships or lonely outposts," Stroud declared, his voice resonant and unwavering. "We are the living proof of humanity's resilience. It is our duty and our destiny to rise together against any force that dares challenge our spirit." His words cut through the skepticism and fatigue, igniting a spark of unity among the gathered souls. In that moment, differences dissolved into a singular purpose: to defend the legacy of their kind. Meanwhile, far from the mining station, another group of humans clung to survival on a remote orbital platform around a dying planet. Here, technology and tradition intermingled. Ancient Earth relics were repurposed with futuristic enhancements, embodying a poignant blend of the old world and the new. Stroud's arrival was met with cautious optimism. Over shared meals and whispered recollections of battles past, he listened to the platform's commander, a resolute figure whose weathered eyes told tales of both loss and unyielding hope. With every conversation, the narrative of human survival grew richer, a tapestry woven from countless individual threads of courage. The journey was not without its hurdles. Several key convoys were delayed by treacherous space anomalies, and communication channels flickered like distant stars, their messages distorted by the void. Yet, in every setback, Stroud saw an opportunity, a reminder that true strength was not measured by the absence of fear, but by the willingness to face it head-on. His visits, marked by impassioned speeches in cramped command halls and quiet, one-on-one exchanges in the solitude of dim corridors, sowed the seeds of unity that had long lain dormant. In one particularly stirring encounter aboard a weather-beaten transport vessel, a young pilot with a scarred past met Stroud's gaze as they prepared to test a daring new maneuver. The pilot's eyes, filled with both defiance and uncertainty, met Stroud's steady, assuring look. "I never thought I'd see the day when I'd be fighting for more than just my own survival," the pilot confessed, voice trembling with a mix of fear and resolve. "Today, I stand with you, not because I have no doubts, but because I believe that together, we can defy the odds." The exchange resonated deeply, reinforcing the growing chorus of unity among the human contingent. As convoys converged and alliances solidified, a new era began to take shape. The various factions, long divided by distance and circumstance, found common ground in their shared determination to protect their way of life. Plans were drafted, strategies debated, and dreams of a united defense took form in whispered conversations and fervent declarations. In the flickering light of holographic maps and tactical displays, the outlines of a grand counteroffensive emerged, an intricate mosaic built upon the unyielding foundation of human solidarity. Under the vast, indifferent sky of the cosmos, the rally of the Resolute was more than a military maneuver. It was a reawakening of the human spirit. Commander Stroud's journey was a clarion call to every man, woman, and child who had ever dared to dream beyond the confines of Earth, a promise that no matter the darkness, the light of unity would always prevail. And as each outpost joined the growing fleet, the hope for a united stand against the looming threat burned brighter than ever before. The assembled fleet, a tapestry of battle-worn vessels and resolute souls, advanced into the shadowed edges of space where the first enemy formations loomed. A palpable tension gripped every deck, every control room. This was no drill, but the prelude to a confrontation that would forever etch itself into the annals of human valor. On the bridge of Aurora's resolve, Commander Stroud's steady gaze never wavered from the viewscreen, where eerie formations of alien ships emerged from the void like phantoms. The enemy fleet, with its angular designs and unnerving silent coordination, advanced as if summoned by fate itself. The screen's glow bathed every face in its cold light, highlighting both determination and apprehension among the crew. As the distance closed, a cacophony of alarms and urgent voices filled the air. Engage defensive maneuvers. Stroud's command cut through the chaos, resonating with a calm authority honed by years of battles fought in the unforgiving vacuum. His voice was a steady beacon amidst the swirling uncertainty, a reminder that fear must be met with resolve. In the corridors, pilots strapped into their seats tightened their grips on controls. The rhythmic thrum of engines and the soft hum of energy shields intermingled with the anticipatory whispers of comrades sharing last-minute strategies. One young pilot, eyes alight with a mixture of trepidation and fierce determination, murmured to a fellow crewmate, "We're not just fighting for our lives, we're fighting for everyone back home." Such sentiments, quietly exchanged, fanned the flames of courage that were vital in moments like these. Outside the hull of Aurora's resolve, the cosmic theater exploded into motion. The first volley of energy discharged from the alien armada streaked across the dark canvas like lightning, illuminating the chaos of battle. In response, human defenses flared to life. Shields shimmered, and countermeasures arced with precision, turning the void into a dazzling display of combat, a ballet of light, energy, and sheer willpower. Amid the chaos of laser fire and evasive maneuvers, tactical decisions were made with split-second urgency. Stroud's voice guided his officers through a series of calculated moves designed to exploit the slightest weakness in the enemy's formation. Divert power to the aft shields. Adjust vector thrusters. Prepare to execute the pincer maneuver, he ordered. Every command was delivered with such clarity that it seemed to slice through the disarray, rallying his crew to respond as one. In a burst of synchronized brilliance, the human fleet executed their plan. Smaller vessels darted forward with agile precision, flanking the enemy's vulnerable rear. Explosions dotted the battlefield, each one a testament to the human spirit's relentless refusal to be outmatched. Amidst the roar of engines and the hiss of energy dissipating into the void, there was a strange harmony, a rhythm born of desperation and hope. On the bridge, the tension eased momentarily into a focused intensity. Stroud's eyes, reflecting the flickering display of tactical data, were as calm as the surface of a storm-tossed sea. Every move was a step in a dangerous dance where success meant survival and failure meant annihilation. His unwavering focus, the spark of ingenuity in the midst of relentless pressure, shone as a rallying beacon for all who fought alongside him. As the clash reached its crescendo, the alien formations faltered under the unexpected onslaught. Their coordinated barges began to waver in the face of human unpredictability, a mix of bold risk and calculated sacrifice that proved too formidable to ignore. The first victory, though hard-won and shadowed by the cost of life, was a resounding declaration. Humanity, when united, was a force that could defy even the most daunting odds. In that fleeting moment of triumph, as the alien ships retreated into the darkness to lick their wounds, the crew of Aurora's Resolve allowed themselves a brief pause, a collective inhalation in the quiet after the storm. Yet, even amid the relief, the echoes of battle served as a sober reminder of the challenges that still lay ahead. The first clash at the fringe of the cosmos had been fought, its outcome a bittersweet symphony of loss, victory, and the unyielding promise of resistance. The war was only beginning, and as the stars bore silent witness, humanity's resolve burned ever brighter against the encroaching night. The aftershock of the initial skirmish left a deep, resonant silence that cloaked the fleet like a shroud. In the dim glow of war rooms and along the quiet corridors of Aurora's Resolve, the cost of battle was etched in every somber glance and heavy sigh. The fleet had tasted victory, yet that victory bore the bitter tang of sacrifice, a reminder that every triumph demanded a price. In the command center, the mood was contemplative and grave. Holographic displays of fallen ships and lost comrades flickered silently, each image a testament to lives irrevocably changed by conflict. Commander Stroud, his eyes haunted by memories of previous losses, stood before his senior officers. The weight of each decision pressed on him, and in his measured voice lay both resolve and remorse. "We must honor every sacrifice by ensuring that their courage was not in vain," he declared, his tone a blend of steely determination and deep empathy. The day's debriefing was punctuated by accounts of valor and loss. One officer, voice quavering with grief, recounted the heroic stand of a young navigator who had sacrificed himself to save an entire convoy from a devastating ambush. The tale was interwoven with the raw emotion of survivors, each word carving a deep scar into the collective heart of the fleet. The room was filled with both mourning and an unspoken promise to carry on their fallen comrade's legacy, a legacy built on the belief that every sacrifice was a brick in the foundation of future hope. Elsewhere aboard the ship, in the solitude of a narrow corridor, Stroud found a quiet moment to visit the memorial bay, a space dedicated to those who had given their all. In the soft luminescence of commemorative plaques, he lingered before a name etched in shimmering alloy. The silence spoke louder than any words, each heartbeat a tribute to a life that had burned brightly even in the vast darkness of space. His fingers brushed the cold surface, as if in a silent vow to carry their memory forward in every decision he would ever make. Yet, amid the pervasive sorrow, there were sparks of resilience. In small clusters, officers and crew members gathered to share their private remembrances, a tender exchange of whispered anecdotes and unspoken acknowledgments. A mechanic, his eyes rimmed with fatigue yet alight with steadfast resolve, recounted how he had mended a critical system in the nick of time, even as the battlefield around him roared with chaos. His story was not one of solitary glory, but of the collective effort that made such moments possible, a network of souls bound together by the mutual promise of survival. Back in the tactical command room, debates over strategy grew more impassioned. The cost of the recent victory forced a painful reckoning. How many more lives would need to be lost before the tide of the enemy could be reversed? While some urged caution and a retreat to regroup, others, fueled by the fires of personal loss, demanded a bold, decisive strike. Stroud, standing at the helm of this critical juncture, weighed every argument. In that crucible of ideas and emotions, he forged a plan that balanced relentless pursuit with the sobering reality of sacrifice, a strategy that would honor the fallen while embracing the uncertain promise of future victories. The shadows of sacrifice stretched long over the crew that day, transforming the vessel into both a war machine and a living memorial. Every corridor, every quiet corner, whispered the names of heroes and martyrs, a constant reminder that courage was often paid for in the currency of pain and loss. In this interplay of light and darkness, the human spirit revealed its dual nature, capable of both profound sorrow and unmatched resilience. As dusk settled over the bridge, mingling with the distant, indifferent light of the stars, the fleet steadied itself for the inevitable challenges ahead. The scars of the past were visible, yet they served not as harbingers of despair, but as enduring symbols of a determination that would not be extinguished. In the somber silence of sacrifice, every soul aboard Aurora's resolve vowed to rise again, undaunted, unyielding, and ready to face the next storm that the cosmos might send their way. In the eerie silence of deep space, where the only sound was the rhythmic pulse of ship engines and the low hum of computational cores, both sides gathered their strength for the next phase of the war. Within the fortified command center of Aurora's resolve, Commander Stroud and his senior officers pored over tactical displays, mapping out every potential move against an enemy whose approach grew ever more menacing. On the holographic table, routes and battle vectors danced in shifting light. Stroud's eyes, steely and reflective, surveyed the arrays with a mix of cautious optimism and steely resolve. "We've seen their tactics. They're relentless, calculated," he said, his voice measured yet imbued with an undercurrent of determination. "But we know our strengths. It's time to leverage our ingenuity." Far from the human strategy room, aboard a looming, obsidian-hued flagship, General Zirian Kale orchestrated his own scheme. In a chamber awash with the cold luminescence of alien technology, Kale's features were inscrutable, his gaze fixed on projections of Earth's scattered fleet. "They cling to old notions of valor and sacrifice," he murmured to his closest commanders, his tone dismissive. "Let us exploit their sentiment. With a feint here and a thrust there, we shall shatter their resolve." The clash of strategies was a silent war fought in the void. Back on Aurora's resolve, Stroud convened a series of intense briefings with his tactical officers. He reviewed the enemy's latest maneuvers, rapid, almost inhuman, shifts in formation that betrayed an adaptability forged in the crucible of countless conquests. "We need to predict their next move," one officer suggested, tapping at the holographic display. "If we can lure them into a trap, we might turn their precision against them." A surge of ideas sparked in the dim light of the command room. Plans were hatched, some daring and others steeped in the calculated caution born of experience. Amid the discussions, voices rose in debates about risk and reward, the silent tension charged with the promise of both glory and ruin. "Our countermeasure must be as fluid as their strikes," Stroud asserted. "Let's show them that unpredictability is our ally." Even as the human fleet rallied around these new strategies, the void itself seemed to hold its breath. In quiet moments away from the fervor of tactical debates, crew members stole reflective glances out of port windows at the cosmic tableau. Nebulae loomed like sentinels of ancient wisdom, their luminous tendrils a reminder of the universe's indifferent beauty, a beauty that contrasted sharply with the impending storm of battle. Stroud's resolve was tested in the private exchanges that followed the strategic sessions. In hushed conversations in the dim corridors, seasoned officers recounted past battles where innovation had been their salvation. Remember when we turned a doomed retreat into a surprise victory by exploiting the enemy's arrogance? One veteran recalled, his voice barely more than a whisper. The memory was bittersweet, laden with the cost of lives lost, but also with the enduring spirit of defiance that defined their kind. In a series of rapid transmissions, the human commanders coordinated their plans with an intricate precision. Smaller detachments were assigned covert positions, their role to bait and confound the enemy, while larger formations prepared to deliver the decisive blow. Every instruction, every strategic adjustment, was meticulously calibrated to unsettle the alien forces and expose the fissures in their seemingly impenetrable front. Across the stars, General Kale's counter-strategies grew bolder. His commanders reported minor victories as they unleashed unexpected maneuvers designed to isolate and dismantle Earth's fleet. Yet, each success only served to reinforce the human resolve. Stroud, aware of the high stakes, adjusted his plans in real time. Their moves are aggressive, but they rely on predictable formations, he noted during a high-stakes conference call. Let's use that against them, force their hand, and then strike where they least expect. The tension in the void was palpable as both sides prepared for the next collision. The strategic dance had begun, a dangerous interplay of calculated risks and spontaneous genius, where every moment could be the fulcrum upon which the fate of humanity turned. In the silence between commands and counter-commands, hope and determination mingled with the distant hum of cosmic energies, setting the stage for a confrontation that would test the very limits of human resilience. With plans set and positions secured, the human fleet drifted in the darkness, poised to transform strategy into action. The void was no longer an empty expanse, but a battlefield alive with anticipation, where every decision carried the weight of countless lives, and every heartbeat resonated with the promise of a future won through the brilliance of human innovation. The silent void erupted into chaos as the culmination of strategies coalesced into a singular, earth-shattering moment. The human fleet, their hearts steeled by sacrifice and driven by a resolute faith in unity, surged forward into the maelstrom of interstellar warfare. Every vessel, from nimble fighters to colossal battleships, became a vital thread in a tapestry of defiance woven against an enemy that had long underestimated humanity's capacity for resilience. On the bridge of Aurora's resolve, Commander Stroud's eyes locked onto the unfolding battle with a mix of steely focus and quiet determination. The enemy armada, a mass of ominous, angular forms, churned through the cosmic darkness with a precision born of ruthless calculation. Yet, as they converged on the human line, they found themselves met by a series of unexpected maneuvers, ambushes, flanking attacks, and feints designed to sow confusion and ignite hope. Amid the cacophony of energy blasts and the shuddering pulse of exploding starships, Stroud's voice rang out with unwavering authority. All units now, execute the pincer formation. His command was not just a tactical order. It was a call to arms, a beacon for every soul aboard the fleet. The coordinated thrust of smaller ships weaving in and out of enemy lines was a masterstroke of human ingenuity, turning the battlefield into a chessboard where every move was calculated with the stakes of survival. In the heart of the chaos, the final confrontation took on an almost mythic quality. General Zirian Kale, ever the embodiment of cold ambition, found himself face-to-face with the unpredictable force of human spirit. In a moment that transcended the din of warfare, the alien commander's flagship engaged directly with Aurora's resolve. Amid flashes of plasma and the crackle of disrupted communications, the two commanders were drawn into a perilous duel of wits and willpower, each decision rippling outward to influence the fate of millions. Inside the alien flagship, Kale's voice was measured and dismissive as he barked orders to his fleet, attempting to restore order to a rapidly disintegrating plan. But the tide of battle, charged by the unyielding resolve of the human fleet, refused to be contained. The intricate dance of laser fire and evasion reached a fevered pitch, where every maneuver became a testament to the indomitable human spirit, and every explosion served as a stark reminder of what was at stake. As the confrontation deepened, the universe itself seemed to lean in, its vast canvas illuminated by the stark brilliance of combat. Nebulae and distant star clusters bore silent witness to the clash, a cosmic stage where courage, sacrifice, and defiance intertwined in a turbulent symphony of light and shadow. In the midst of the storm, quieter moments of raw humanity emerged. A pilot's whispered prayer as he guided his battered fighter through a hail of enemy fire. A technician's tearful determination as she recalibrated failing systems against all odds. And the resolute nods exchanged between comrades who knew that their unity was the key to overturning destiny. With every tactical shift and every burst of valor, the human fleet pressed its advantage. The alien formations, once an unyielding wall of menace, began to fracture under the relentless, unpredictable onslaught. The final moments of the confrontation were a blur of frantic calculations, desperate heroics, and a surge of energy that seemed to rewrite the rules of engagement. In a crescendo of defiant light, the flagship of General Kale was forced into retreat, its retreat marking a turning point in a battle that would forever alter the balance of power in the cosmos. The battlefield, scarred and shimmering with the afterglow of energy discharges, bore silent testament to the valor and ingenuity that had carried humanity through its darkest hour. As the alien forces recoiled into the depths of space, the survivors of the human fleet gathered in the quiet aftermath, their expressions a blend of relief and sorrow for the lives lost in the maelstrom of battle. In that charged silence, Commander Stroud allowed himself a brief moment of reflection, a recognition that while the confrontation had been won, the true war was a tapestry of endless trials, where every victory was hard-won and every loss was etched into the collective soul of humankind. The final confrontation had been fought not merely with weapons and strategy, but with the fierce, unyielding power of a united spirit, a spirit that declared, against all odds, that humanity would never be defined by its weaknesses but by the brilliance of its resolve. In the quiet aftermath of the cosmic maelstrom, the remnants of the battered fleet drifted through the starlit void like wounded titans, each scar a testament to the battles waged and the sacrifices made. The tumult of war had receded, replaced by a profound silence that resonated with both mourning and hope. On the bridge of Aurora's resolve, Commander Elias Stroud surveyed the gentle glow of distant nebulae, each pulsating with the promise of new beginnings. The once fiery horizon of conflict now softened into a tranquil expanse where remnants of shattered enemy formations floated like ghosts. Amid the ruins, the human fleet began the painstaking process of recovery and remembrance. In memorial bays scattered across the flagship, the names of fallen heroes shone beneath soft, ethereal lights, a quiet vigil to honor those who had given their all in the struggle for survival. Every plaque, every whispered name, echoed the unyielding commitment that had carried humanity through its darkest hours. Stroud moved among his officers and crew, their faces etched with fatigue yet illuminated by the flicker of renewed determination. In subdued debriefings, commanders recounted the lessons learned amidst chaos, and engineers meticulously began the repairs necessary to rebuild not just ships, but the spirit of a united people. The lingering aroma of scorched metal and the rhythmic beep of diagnostic consoles blended with the soft hum of hope that permeated the corridors. Outside, the cosmos itself seemed to be reborn. Nebulae unfurled in cascades of luminous colors, and distant galaxies danced slowly in the eternal ballet of time, a timeless reminder that life, in all its forms, continues to evolve. In this vast tableau, Earth's Navy found a quiet solace, a moment to reflect on the paradox of war, the inevitable pain of loss intermingled with the irreplaceable joy of newfound unity. At a gathering held on the open deck, under a canopy of starlight, Stroud addressed his weary yet resolute crew. "We have witnessed the cost of defiance, but we have also witnessed the power of our unity," he declared, his voice both gentle and resolute. "Today, we stand not as individuals, but as one people reborn from the ashes of conflict. Let the memory of our sacrifices guide us as we build a future where courage triumphs over fear and hope illuminates the darkest corners of the universe." In that moment, the fleet was no longer merely a collection of vessels. It had become a living emblem of human ingenuity and spirit. Plans were drawn to restore and expand, not only in strength but in purpose. Every officer, every pilot, every technician felt a renewed commitment to carry forward the legacy of their fallen comrades, to honor their sacrifice by ensuring that humanity's light would shine even brighter. As the ship resumed its journey through the deep, silent reaches of space, the horizon of a new dawn unfurled before them. The trials of war had reshaped them, forging bonds stronger than the gravitational pull of any star, and igniting a spark that would light the path to a future filled with promise and endless possibility. The cosmos, once a cold and indifferent expanse, now pulsed with the heartbeat of a reborn civilization, an eternal testament to the resilience and brilliance of humankind.